Hi, how are you guys? It has been a little while since video, and I promised a pregnancy related video to kind of like walk you through my whole pregnancy journey, how I've been feeling, all of that stuff. And I feel like today's the day. I need to get ready, put a little makeup on and stuff. I have my 38-week midwife appointment this afternoon. I'm very excited about it. And so I'm just gonna put a little bit of makeup on, kind of try to like doll myself up a bit, 38 weeks and 2 days as I film this, which is crazy. I genuinely didn't think I would get this far. I thought I'd deliver earlier than this. And I guess I'll start there. That's because I have a condition called polyhydramnios. This is way too light for me now that I've been sitting in the sun. Oops. Bronzer. We're gonna add bronzer. I like it because it's a skin like serum, but then it also has SPF in it. So that's why I'm kind of wearing it, even though it doesn't match me. And it's very light coverage. So I find that if I just blend it out, you don't really notice. Okay, anyways, sorry, what was I saying? So we'll start there. I thought I was gonna deliver way earlier because I have a kind of condition in this pregnancy called polyhydramnios, which is when you have a little bit too much amniotic fluid. Affects about like 1 to 2% of pregnancies. So it's not super uncommon, but it's not super common. And they don't really know what causes it. Sometimes it can be caused by stuff like gestational diabetes, which I don't have. It can be caused by birth defects and kind of like other issues with the baby that makes it so it's really hard for them to swallow and digest the amniotic fluid, and then they aren't peeing enough of it out. I'm not an OB or a midwife, so obviously take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but that's just kind of what my midwives have told me. And my levels are pretty mild. Like I have just a couple extra centimeters of fluid. So I have polyhydramnios, but it's not super severe. But because of that, I have been experiencing preterm contractions since about 30 weeks. That was the first time that they noticed them. I might have been experiencing them for longer and I just didn't realize. Because I've been having Braxton Hicks the whole third trimester. So it could have been that I was having, preterm contractions earlier and I just didn't really notice it, thought they were like Braxton Hicks. But I went in at 30 weeks thinking that I was leaking. I wasn't leaking, but they discovered these contractions and they were like, whoa, we gotta chill those out. So I've basically gone in a lot in the third trimester once they figured out I had the polyhydramnios. And with the preterm contractions and sort of this like irritable uterus that I have, I just have been doing extra ultrasounds and getting checked a little bit more frequently just to make sure everything's okay, make sure the fluid levels aren't going up and the baby is healthy and everything. And so far, so good. He's healthy, all is well. The fluid levels are pretty stationary. Like I'm always a couple centimeters over, but never increasing or decreasing, which is good. All in all, it's been good. I think it's been a little bit stressful because you obviously don't want to be in and out of the hospital a lot when you're like in your third trimester. You kind of just want things to go smoothly. But everybody's reassured me that everything's fine. So moral of the story though, is that one of the side effects of polyhydramnios is that you can go into preterm labor because you just have so much extra fluid that it puts a lot of pressure on your uterus and it can kind of signal to your body like, hey, I'm ready to give birth when you aren't. So I was very afraid that I wasn't gonna make it full term, but I have made it full term. I guess I've made it technically 39 weeks is full term, but at 38 and 2, I'm considered term. So I've made it to term, which is good, and I'm very happy about that. That being said though, I am uncomfortable. Something happened. I was like loving my third trimester. Out of all of the trimesters of pregnancy, third was by far my favorite. I had more energy than I had in the second trimester. I wasn't sick. And I just finally was like feeling him kick, and I just like loved bonding with him and like feeling him move around every day. And I just really started to feel like it was real. We started to really do the nursery. We had our baby showers. Like it just all started to really feel real for me in the third trimester. And I loved that until I hit 36 weeks. And then at 36 weeks, I was like, something inside of my body just shifted. He had gotten big enough that I was wildly uncomfortable. And I think he dropped pretty early. I think he dropped around 33 weeks, 32 weeks. So I was having like intense lightning crotch and pressure in my, butt and hips and back and all of these places because he is very low, which is great. You want them low for delivery, but day to day walking around when your baby is what feels like just hanging out of you, it's very uncomfortable. I feel full after like 2 bites of anything, and it's just kind of uncomfortable. And then it takes me a while to digest. I get acid reflux, all the things. So eating is not very fun in the 3rd trimester. I feel like 1st trimester, I was so sick. I didn't want to eat anything. 2nd trimester, I was able to eat again. And that was when I was like, he wasn't so big that eating was still comfortable. So I kind of enjoyed eating for a couple weeks in the 2nd trimester, but I still kind of had food aversions the whole time. Like certain things just never sounded good to me. So I would eat very like particular things. And then in the 3rd trimester, I just got so uncomfortable when I would eat that I kind of stopped eating again. And it almost felt like the 1st trimester where I have to like kind of sit down and force myself. It's just not at all what I thought pregnancy would be. I thought pregnancy was like, you were so excited to eat and it was so fun and everything tasted so good and you were hungry all the time and you had all these fun cravings and I was like so excited to see what I would crave and like all of that. For me, I'm so excited to not be pregnant and go out and get like a giant dinner and actually have room for the dinner. So I'm very excited for like our first dinner out after he's out of me. All in all, have had a very good pregnancy. Like, I think it's been tough. It's been tougher than I thought, I will say. I'm somebody that worked out 5-6 days a week, was very into kind of fitness. I just always have had a lot of like bodily autonomy. I've always felt very strong in my body and just very like capable and powerful. And I have always kind of been somebody that could just push through. So if I was really tired, I would just push through. I'd go to the gym. I'd go on a run anyway. I'd still bang out a 12-hour workday. Like I could just kind of always like willpower my way through things. And pregnancy was quite a learning curve for me because you cannot willpower your way through things in the same way. You really like your body, for me at least, was like, you're tired. Like you're not doing that today. You're not getting out of bed today. Like you feel sick. And I felt like I had no control. And in the beginning, that was very jarring for me because I had gone from being somebody with so much control over my body and my just kind of like drive. I'm just a very go, go, go driven person, that all of a sudden to be like, I need to take a 3-hour nap. I feel so nauseous that I can't stand up. I need to lay down. I need my husband to take care of me all the time. Suddenly felt so incapable. And that was really hard psychologically for me, I think, because I was just never like that. One of the hardest learning curves for me in pregnancy was basically just like becoming comfortable with the fact that I couldn't do everything all the time. And I really had to like slow down and listen to my body. And now that I have kind of come to terms with that, the second half of my pregnancy was so much less, I was so much less guilty and just like mad at myself for saying no to things or not being able to do things or needing to take a rest or whatever it was, that I really actually enjoyed the second half of my pregnancy a lot more because I kind of just like came to terms with it. Other kind of like weird symptoms that I had throughout, I didn't have a ton of crazy cravings. I had pretty gnarly food aversions. The only stuff that I've really been able to eat like the whole pregnancy steady has been like cereal and fruit. I love fruit. Like fresh fruit just has always been safe for me. So that's just, I eat a lot of fruit now. And that's okay. And then cereal. I don't know what it is about being pregnant and cereal. It's like, I never cared about cereal. I would like have a bowl here and there, but like I never like dreamed about cereal. And then I got pregnant and I was like, I could eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I could eat 10 bowls a day. I'd never get sick of it. Also, exhaustion was a big one for me throughout the whole second trimester too. Like, I know first trimester exhaustion is really common. It didn't go away for me until I was like 25, 26 weeks. I was tired, like taking naps, tired. I would wake up in the morning after 10 hours of sleep, exhausted. I also had insomnia on and off the whole pregnancy. In the beginning, it was more hormonal, and towards the end, it's been more like physical just because I'm so uncomfortable. It's really hard for me to sleep. And then headaches. Headaches were a big symptom for me. I had them all first trimester and second trimester. I didn't have preeclampsia. I know that that can be like a side effect of preeclampsia. So definitely like talk to your doctor if you're having a lot of headaches and stuff. For me, it wasn't related. I just had headaches. I think it was the hormones. I'm assuming it was the hormones. But I found that electrolytes really helped. Once again, not a doctor, so I talked to your doctor about all of this, but I got some really good electrolytes, and I would just make sure to have those in my water, and that I would really find helped. You can take Tylenol when you're pregnant. I was one of those people that just was like, I don't want to be taking it every single day, so I'd kind of save it for like the really bad headaches. And then day to day, I just try to do the electrolytes and a lot of water. It's amazing how much your body kind of like forgets as you're going through it. Like, I already forgot how sick I was in the first trimester. And that was still this pregnancy. Like, I'm still pregnant, but that was, 6 months ago now or something. And I forget how sick I was. And I know that in a few months, I'm going to forget how sore and achy and slow and tired I feel right now. So it's kind of crazy how your body just like blacks it out. But I think that's so you can have more kids, probably. I'm gonna do a brief jewelry interlude because this wouldn't be a me video without jewelry. But then I'll kind of wrap everything up by talking about like the next couple weeks and what my like loose plans are. loose labor and delivery plans, and just like how I'm feeling and what next steps are. So I took all of my rings off today when I showered, which I don't usually do, but every once in a while, I don't know what comes over me and I just take them all off. So I'm gonna put them back on. I'm gonna do like a dedicated jewelry update in like another video because I have a couple new pieces that I wanna talk to you guys about. But today, I wanted to talk to you about some pieces that a wonderful brand from San Francisco sent me. They're called Olivier, and everything's 18 karat gold. Beautiful, beautiful pieces, and really small business, just like wonderful, so kind, so lovely to work with. So they kindly gifted me a couple pieces, and I wanted to show them to you because I got some stuff that I don't usually get, and I was very proud of myself for kind of stepping outside of my comfort zone a little bit and picking other pieces. So the first thing they sent me was this bangle. It's this like hinged, twisted bangle. I love the texture of it. I love that it's an oval, so it's just a little bit more comfortable on your wrist. It has a safety, one of those safety clasps right there. So you just open that up, and then it's on like a snap hinge. So it's really easy to put on, and then you just snap the safety closed and you're good to go. And I love it. It's so light and comfy. The color is so beautiful because it's 18 karat. It's like a little bit rosier than 14 karat, I would say is how I describe it. A little bit warmer, less yellow and more warm. I think it's so beautiful, but it pairs really well with like 14 karat pieces. I love mixing like metals and then also types of gold, 10, 14, whatever, 18. I think it all looks really pretty together, but I love this one. I've been wearing it kind of solo, just as like a single bangle on one wrist, and I really like it. It's so comfy, you don't even notice you're wearing it. And just so well made. Like, really easy, really comfy. So that was the first piece that they gifted me, and I'm obsessed. The second thing I got were these hoops that are definitely bigger than most hoops I wear day to day, but I needed a pair that was a little bit bigger, that kind of were more of a statement, but still light enough and comfy enough to wear all day. I hate heavy earrings that pull down your earlobes. I can't wear them. Like, I just won't wear them if they're too heavy. So I tend to get hollow earrings because they're lighter. And these I like because they're not physically hollow. So they won't let water or anything into them, but they are hollow in the sense that they're light. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, which I really like. These are also 18 karat, and I've taken out pretty much all of my other piercings. I've just been wearing one set of earrings at a time recently. I don't know why. I just think it's more comfortable to sleep like this. and I'll take these out sometimes to sleep. Honestly, I've slept in them before when I'm too lazy and I don't even really notice them. So they're so cute, so light. I like them because I can wear them day to day, and then if we like go out to dinner, they look really nice. If my hair is up, which it is all the time, either half up or in a pony, at least I feel like I like have a little something. It makes me feel a little bit more elevated, even though I'm literally just wearing like gym clothes and comfy stuff. It's like one other thing. And then lastly, they sent me these adorable little Huggies. Beep, beep. They're so cute. These are kind of the classic ones that have, they're just like a tube throughout, and then you feed that little piece through the tube. They're also hollow, very light. I've been wearing these in like the second or the third hole, and I love them. They're really comfy. They're kind of hard for me to put in right now because I have long nails. So I usually have to ask for help from my husband to get them back in, but I love them. That was so sweet of them to send. So yeah, brief intermission, but I'm loving these pieces. I'm so obsessed with this bangle. This is probably my favorite thing that I got. And then these bigger hoops I've been more obsessed with than I thought I would be. Like the size is just really perfect. So I'll link everything down in the description. Definitely check out the brand. They're great, super lovely to work with. But I just wanted to do a quick little jewelry interlude before we finish up this video. So next couple weeks and things, I do think I'm gonna do some membrane sweeps to see if I can just get things going. The past couple of weeks, every 3 to 4 days, I've had an episode of what I think is labor. Like strong contractions. They don't feel like Braxton Hicks. They feel, for me, like a period cramp. I tend to feel my period cramps in my back and in my hips and in my lower belly. They're not super painful, they're just intense. If you've ever had an IUD inserted, it feels like that to me, like the cramping after an IUD. And I'll have these contractions for like hours, 3-5 hours. They don't really get more intense. They tend to peak at like a 5 out of 10 intensity, but they're pretty close together. They're like every 2-3 minutes for a solid 45 seconds each. And I think I'm going into labor because I'm like, this is what they tell you labor is like. So I'm like tracking them on my little app and stuff. And then usually I fall asleep, or depending on what time of day it is, I get distracted with something. And then I realize like, oh, they went away. I wake up the next morning and they're gone, or I like come back from the grocery store and I realize they're gone. And it's weird. It's kind of a mind game because I get so excited. I'm like in labor, like, whoa, he's coming. I need to call my mom. And then they just kind of stop. I'm like annoyed. So I'm going to talk to my midwives about that today. And I think I'm trying to look at it as like my body is getting ready. He's nice and low. My body's bringing him down. It's like part of the process. It's going to be fine. But I do want to talk to my midwives today and see if we can do like a membrane sweep today, and then maybe do one next week if nothing happens, to just kind of like move things along a little bit. Mostly because I'm just pretty uncomfortable day to day, and psychologically just like so ready for him to be here. These last couple weeks, people say like that it's just a mind game, and it really is. Like you're just so excited for them to get here that you're like ready for labor. Like I'm not even worried about it. I'm not scared of the pain. I'm not scared of the discomfort. I'm just like, get him here. I'm done being pregnant now. So I think that's also your body's way of preparing you, is that they make you you get uncomfortable at the end and then you're ready to go. But anyways, I think that's where I'll wrap up this pregnancy update. I hope the next time I talk to you guys, I have a baby. We'll see if everything goes to plan. But yeah, definitely check out Olivier if you liked the pieces that I showed today. I'll do a more thorough jewelry update. I have a couple new like rings and things to show you guys, and a couple necklaces, some bracelets. No new earrings aside from these guys and the little hoops that I just showed you, but I'll do a dedicated update in my next video. But other than that, if you have any pregnancy related questions, drop them in the comments. Happy to answer them. I have no medical training, but I can answer them from my point of view and share resources that I found helpful. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for all of your support throughout this time. The comments have been so sweet on my last couple of videos, and I really appreciate it. So I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.